Ah, good morning, neighbors of Commercial Center, all of our employees, business owners, and property owners. I'm Paula Sadler, President and founder of Commercial Center Business Association and owner of A Harmony Nail Spa. And welcome to my home, where I'm still enjoying Christmas a little bit late. I didn't put up my decorations until Christmas Eve. I was feeling a little bah humbug earlier in the year, in the season, so I waited kind of late to put them up and enjoying them for a month at least, get a little bit longer out of them. So I'm also actually doing a Zoom meeting at the same time, so I have two cameras going. I was going to do a YouTube live and Facebook live, but I was trying to figure out the best way to get this message out there. And I want to thank everyone who came out to our, excuse me, my earbud. I want to thank everyone who came out to our meeting. I'm so pleased. It was very productive the other day. And right now, this is kind of a new adventure into communicating with the community. So I wanted to bring you in today to share a little bit more about uh, uh, me and my personality and who I am, and who one of your neighbors is that's been doing so many things. I I really prefer that the work that I've done, that I wish that I could do it silently and without being known for it. I like to do that. Um, for me, I like to do my spiritual work and my prayer work quietly, without any recognition, because there's only one who needs to see that. So, unfortunately, though, with this kind of business and with things the way they are, um, there's a position of leadership that has been taken, and there is a face and a voice, and that has to be seen. And in every organization, there needs to be trusted leadership. So that's what uh, I have been doing all this time, and in a position to serve, and it is my service through leadership that I offer. So this is a letter that I wrote to some neighbors who came to the business association meeting the other day. I'm going to change some pronouns and not name any names, because I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning. I couldn't sleep after these past few days. It's been a very trying week, actually. A lot of work. I've been pounding the pavement. I've been out there walking door to door to meet all of my neighbors. I haven't done it in a while. It was fantastic, actually. And even though I'm a little nervous sometimes, um, meeting new people and presenting ideas, I did it anyway, even though I was uncomfortable. And for those of you who know me, you might think, oh, well, she's a business owner. She works with the public. She does, nails and beauty. And I seem outgoing and super friendly, which I am friendly, but I seem very outgoing. But really, I'm actually a bit of a shy person at times. And it's difficult to break the ice sometimes. It can feel uncomfortable. So on my round, I had a little bit of anxiety. Of course, no one wants to be rejected. Rejection's not fun. It's not easy. So I had that fear going into it, based on some past experiences I've had with some of the business owners. And um, I didn't experience much of that, actually. Everything went pretty well. There was a few business owners who were a bit hesitant about me. Maybe they hadn't seen me in a while, or they didn't know about me. So, so we'll see how this goes today. Um, so here's my letter, and I'm going to share with you my process of how I communicate about me and my personality. I'd like you to know more about me, because I'm your neighbor, I'm your friend, and I hope that I can earn your trust and to share with you, I have my professional side and I have my zany and humor side. So, um, you know, curtain opens, the stage. Now, welcome to the stage. Welcome to the show. And I hope that actually you get a kick out of some of this today and enjoy this and my communication with you. So I always start off with a prayer, and that's something I get from my 12-step recovery that I've been practicing these past few years, and it's helped me tremendously. And it helps me to get out of myself, to get into becoming receptive and to accepting guidance, higher guidance, so that my ego is not involved. Another thing that I practice in my 12-step recovery is they call it restraint of tongue and pen. Now, that's very difficult for me, but in part of that just means not airing resentments, not gossiping, really trying to communicate in ways that are effective, effective communication. So, trying to set all that aside, to set aside any anger, any resentment, any of that. My prayer is, Dear God, please help me with this letter. Thanks, P.S. And that's how I start all of my plans for the day and what I intend to do and my prayers throughout the day whenever I need help. So imagine this. Softly in the background, you hear Sarah McLachlan singing as I'm reading this letter to you. And she sings, In the arms of the angels, fly away from here, from this dark cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. And the song fades into darkness. And so, as Eminem says, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? And I say, will the real Paula Sadler please stand up? Will the real commercial center neighbors please stand up? Will the real property owners please stand up? Will the real Clark County government and commissioner please stand up? Will the real heart of humanity please stand up? Will the real God in all of us please stand up? So let me set the stage and the mood for you. In the background, we see a caravan of homeless people at Commercial Center and anywhere in your neighborhood, anywhere in the world. And as we watch them, we begin to see them put a needle in their arm and begin to shoot up. And Johnny Cash begins to sing, I Hurt Myself Today, to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. And people walk by and look and they see, and for a moment, in a fleeting thought, you and I, they contemplate the sadness and wonder why, how. And then the moment passes and the song fades out of memory and we go about our day and we forget. So with that in mind, thinking about the desperation, the illness of drug addiction and alcoholism that has overtaken this country and this world. We see it affecting communities like ours in the commercial center and the surrounding areas and everywhere. And these people desperately need our help our love, our prayers. And even if one life is saved, that has made it all worth it. So I just want you to keep that in mind, that this situation that's happened this past week, it's so much more than about a business association. That's just a title. It's more than the title of president of the business association. That's just a title. What we're really talking about here is human kindness, common sense, people working together to affect real change. And real change does begin with prayer, with meditation, with taking action and receiving guidance. Whether you're spiritual or religious, you don't even need to be to pray. A prayer is simply a powerful thought backed by faith that's in the heart, love that's in the heart. It has nothing to do with religion or spirituality. It has to do with the power of our minds, the power of our hearts to be the change that we desire to see in the world. So, with that in mind, I will change some of the pronouns and not name any names in this, but I wanted to share this with you. For those of you who are interested in knowing the story. And so, dear neighbors, I want to say thank you for all your efforts that your team has done. What a fantastic job helping the community to grow. I say that with all sincerity, and I say that from action that I've seen taken. I only give credit where credit is due. Keep up the good work. In regards to our community meeting the other day, and also comments that were said to me yesterday, I'm extremely disappointed. The meeting was a success for the fact that I was able to go around and meet many business owners. And I am very impressed with Melodic Minds Academy and the Nigerian restaurant owners who were a part of our meeting. And they had sincere and open hearts and gave me wonderful compliments at the end, and they wanted to help out in any way they can, although their businesses have been struggling due to the pandemic. And they showed me true humility and sincerity. As with a few others that were at the meeting, I was very upset about a conversation that was being had, and I felt it was quite unproductive. I felt it was quite unproductive in taking over the meeting at one point. My security company was there, and I can see there was obviously some kind of struggle between the two different security companies within our plaza. I wasn't there to argue. It wasn't a forum or place to do that. So I went to my neighbor and had a conversation last night. It was extremely productive, but yet extremely exhausting. Excuse me. After I came back from the meeting, I do think that we had a meeting of minds, and I told them how disappointed I was. And we were able to clear some things up, some miscommunication. But I also spoke honestly with them about how I feel and also how I felt about them and what was happening. And I told them I may be wrong, but I still wanted to share my feelings. And I am so grateful that they were able to hear me out. So thank you. I also told them that I hope that they become an ally and not an enemy, and that I know there is a reason why they are here. And for me, I feel it is an answer to a prayer, and that their business is integrally important to what is happening in our community. And with the new documentary about Commercial Center and our new book, I don't want any personal differences to get in the way of that, but only God knows if it will work out. So, and now I need to be completely honest with you, and with your permission, not to offend you. Thank you. But I appreciate the opportunity to share this with you, and I may be wrong, but I still need to get this off my chest. with the comments that were made at the meeting and with what I was told yesterday has not been sitting well with me, and I'm really quite disappointed and upset. I feel that what I have been doing is not valued, that my opinions and efforts are not valued, and that I'm being looked down on as a problem rather than someone who has a solution. I get the feeling that you don't want me to spend my time walking around the buildings to have a meeting. I'm sorry, let me go back. I get the feeling that you don't want me to do what I'm doing. I don't understand why, and there seems to be some kind of struggle for power. I did not spend my time walking around the buildings to have a meeting to try and have arguments with people and mince words. I am only trying to be helpful and bring solutions to the table. And also, there is quite an urgency for me as a business owner to make sure that my customers, my employees, and myself are safe and that we can build our business without the interference of any loitering, soliciting, or homelessness. These are problems that I see that are easily taken care of. It's not something I can do completely on my own. It's not something that you can do on your own. It's not something that the commissioner can do on their own. And it's not something that any individual business or property owner can do on their own by themselves. It's like that in my 12-step recovery group. We have a tradition that tells us if the group dies, the individual dies. And so I know and believe that it is like that with our community or any community. We must protect the group, the whole, in order to preserve the individual. It's kind of like if a mother and father die in a family, their children will perish. And even though someone else may come in and take them and take care of them, it'll never be the same. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but it seems to fit. I really thought that I was on a good footing with you, and I've done my best to be a good neighbor and a tenant of both Village Square and New Orleans Square. I'm really quite competent. I'm very good at what I do, not only as a business owner, but as a community organizer, fundraiser, and project manager. I have been able to hone my skills over the years at Commercial Center. I don't know what the future holds, but at least for today, one day at a time, I'm trying to do the best I can to survive like everybody else. I am the eternal optimist, and I do try to find the good in others. I try to find the God in others and in all situations. You may not understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, but I hope that you can see my motivations are pure and true and honest. And those aren't just words. I know that I have shown through my actions and what I've given to the community. I would prefer to do my work quietly, and I would rather people not know anything I've done when I help others. I'm not interested in any credit for it, but in this situation, I've had to go around and meet with people one-on-one. And so they obviously see someone and they know someone who's doing many things. I guess God has a different plan for me in this situation. I cannot go without being known. I do what I do because of a deep internal drive. I feel called to be helpful. Actually, I can't even help myself. I have an incredible passion and compassion for our neighborhood, and it's really for the people there. It goes far beyond any money or business. God has a plan for all of us and for me. I just try to follow that one day at a time. As it unfolds, and as I pray and ask for direction and guidance, I follow to the best of my ability, even when it's difficult, even when people are against me, and even when there are misunderstandings. I am laying it out all out on the table. I had really hoped that we could see eye to eye. But every time I speak with you, I feel that you just want to rush away and keep me at arm's length distance. And for me, to be honest, I see it as very disrespectful and offensive. and it's really bothered me. I may be wrong. That may not be your intention, but I need to be honest with you. After I told you what I had done and cleaned up everything, I was upset at a comment that was made about calling the commissioner. You didn't even acknowledge what had been done uh, and what a great job it was. Instead, you wanted to tell me something that you had done, and I didn't understand how that fit into the picture, and I didn't see any effectiveness in the action taken, as there was no action. Anyone can call a commissioner, and everyone has. I talked to several business owners, and there was another business property owner, and they also called the commissioner and public works and had been making complaints for several weeks. What I think is happening here is that everyone is trying to do something and they think that they have the answer. But at the end of the day, the answer is not in words, the answer is in simply taking action. Obviously, there is some benefit to letting the local government know about how things are going, what's going on, and to ask them to take care of what is within their jurisdiction and legal obligation. I'm not stupid, and I feel I was treated that way. Also, because I am just a business owner, I feel I am looked down upon, and what I have to say and do is not truly valued by property owners because I'm not one of them. I may not be a building owner, but what I do is very important because without tenants like me, there are there is no business. So the most important people at the end of the day are the customers of Commercial Center and the business owners, because without us, there is no neighborhood. That's where all the money comes from. It's from our customers, and we must take care of them. To me, my main focus is to make sure that our customers feel safe and secure and have a nice, clean place to come to. And if you have some power to help with that, if I have some power to help with that, which I think I do, then I'm going to do that. I also get the feeling that you don't want me to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm working very hard and I'm spending my own time away from my business to help with the community. And for me, at the end of the day, it all makes it worth it. And it's rewarding when the business owners are simply sincere, they're grateful. That gives me hope that there is a good community here of like-minded people who want to work together. I can't control what you or any other property owners do. I can't make you do more than you are doing or are willing or want to do. And whatever your plans and everyone else's of all the property owners, I only hope that I am a positive influence and can be looked at as an ally rather than an enemy. I am not the enemy. I am a good neighbor and friend. I am honest and I am a hard worker. I have put everything into my salon and into this community. I literally have grown up in Commercial Center, and it means everything to me. It is my livelihood. I said during the meeting, and I'll say it again, and I truly mean it with everything that's in me, that I am not looking for any recognition. I'm not looking to be the savior of Commercial Center. If I could have done all these things without being known, I would have done it. I've had to pray about this and get direction and guidance, and it's not been easy. Actually, the only reason I stayed at Commercial Center is because of the blessings that God bestowed upon me, and for that I am fortunate that I have not been able to close my business, even though at times when it was difficult, I wanted to leave. And when I prayed, only God made it possible that I could stay, not once, not twice, but a few times. So I know that my work there is not done. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. So I'm just going to keep working and doing what I can. I try not to waste my time knocking on doors that are closed. I will let God lead me to the people who want to work with me and also show me who are my friends. who needs help the most, and who to give my time to. My time, my love, and my prayers are my most precious resource that I have to give, not money. And if God sees fit, He will be the one, he or she or it, will be the one to richly bless me and everyone else in our community. None of us have the power over that. I truly hope that we can work through this. I was upset when you told me what you did. Obviously, that's fine. I'm not upset about that. I'm actually very happy that there is other security on the properties. But to me, it was really a jab at me. And there's more going on than security needs in our shopping center anyway. I appreciate all the past support, but somehow I feel that you don't want me to do anything and that I am what I am doing to help the community. What I heard you saying is that you wanted me to change um, our security company and that you wanted me to consider someone else. I have made my own relationship with Sentry Security, and because they have become a part of the solution in the general parking area, and they have been very kind and worked with me to help out over the past year, giving additional services, sometimes without charging. Ralph is a really nice guy, and he has taken to me in our neighborhood as he grew up here, and um, and he has a stake here. I'm so grateful and thankful for that. I think it's wonderful we have other security at another building, um, and all of the property owners should be responsible and have security at their buildings. Obviously, it's been needed for quite some time and long overdue. And if nobody does it after request after request after request, then what is one to do? So, two options: move my business or become a part of the solution. I chose the latter. I'm not sure what you and others really think of me. I get the feeling you think some of the things I've done have been helpful. I get another feeling that tells me you want to keep me at arm's length distance, that you appreciate my help in some ways, but in other ways, I feel personally you don't really care for me. We all don't have to like each other to get along, of course. It would be nice. I don't know what it is that I have done or said to make you feel that way. If that's true, I am truly sorry, for I have only been trying to be helpful. I'm glad I could get this off my chest. I woke up at 5 a.m. thinking about this. Obviously, it really bothered me. I really, truly pray for you and your families to be so successful, because the more successful you are, the more that I know you will also do to be good neighbors. We may not see eye to eye on everything, and that's okay. The way I see it is we have a community problem and there needs to be a community solution. I am only presenting solutions and ideas. Whether the people go for it or not is, of course, not up to me. Uh, I will do my best to share my ideas and garner support. Also, because everyone uses the general parking area, everyone needs to help out. It's not enough just to take care of our own individual buildings and help to attract new tenants to the shopping center. That's wonderful. But then leave the bulk of the problems that are there for others to fix. We may be having a very different conversation when the shopping center is nearly full and occupied. I know that will help to cut down on any problems that we have. And with homelessness, soliciting, and loitering, we're not quite there yet, but we're moving in that direction. And in the meantime, things need to get done. It would have been nice to hear you say, Paula, thanks for doing a good job. Thanks for cleaning that up. Thanks for being a good neighbor. I don't need your money, although it's nice to get help. There are other people who have helped out. It's not about the money. It's about mutual respect and honesty. And I am not a phony person. I'm a good person. And those are not just words, those are from my actions. And I know that my actions speak volumes. We don't have to agree on anything, but also somehow I feel that maybe others have wanted to be the ones to clean up the situation and get recognition for it. But this past situation went on for 6 weeks and nothing got done. It's not completely any one person's responsibility, it's all of our responsibilities. So 6 weeks is just too long. One day is too long. Swift and immediate action is called for in these matters. That is a fact. I don't like to waste time. Time is precious. I know that I am one of those people in the community that is good to have around because wherever I go, I try to be a good friend and a good neighbor. I sincerely care for people and I want to help them. I want to do everything I can to do the right thing. I have been that way my whole life, and being sober the past 18 years has only intensified my desire to be helpful. I've been given a new life, and I don't want to waste 1 minute of it. I don't know how long I will be around on this planet, and I have to fulfill my purpose. And right now, my purpose is to help Commercial Center. And it's not the business I'm trying to help, it's the people. I saw the problem many years ago in 2004. There was a disconnect. People weren't really helping each other. There wasn't a conversation happening. People stopped caring about the neighborhood. For the life of me, I couldn't understand why. So I prayed and I asked God to show me what to do. And before I knew it, I was painting over graffiti, taking out weeds, and asking people to help. And the story just goes on from there. I don't know how long I will be at Commercial Center. I don't know if my business will make it. It's not up to me. I turn everything over to God, even though sometimes I try to force my own self will on my business to make things happen. In the end, I realize it's not up to me. I can fight as hard as I can, but it's my time. When it's my time to go, it'll be my time to go. And I can only hope that when I'm gone, or when I retire, or if I get the great opportunity to continue on there for many years, that my time there will have made a difference. And if I could have just helped one person, that's enough for me. I don't know why I went on to tell you all these things, but I wanted you to know who I really was. I want you to know what I stand for. A little bit about my history. I've had a hard life. I have come from the most desperate of circumstances. I have almost died many times. I was thrown away and discarded. I have been turned away. I have been shamed and abused. I have been hated. I've been told people like me have no right to live and that God doesn't love me. I was told that I'm a sinner and an abomination. I was told that very young and by society, by the world. And the world has been trying to erase people like me. They want to kill people like me. And that makes me very sad. It makes me so sad to know that there are people in the world who are filled with so much anger and hate. It's hard to live on a planet like that. So I try to do my best to stay positive and to live the best possible life. It's not easy, and I don't expect any handouts. I've had to fight to stay alive. So now you know what makes me tick and what drives me, and some of the things that have happened to me that make me who I am and that make me your neighbor. So for me, I am always on the lookout for who may be trying to hurt me, take advantage of me, who may have some motivation against me. And my senses have become finely tuned to knowing this, and my perception of danger is quite adept. I had to grow this sense or I would die. And what I just read to you, that is for all transgendered people. And that is our story. And over the past few years, the hatred had intensified, and many of us have been killed by hate crimes, horribly tortured and maimed all around the world. And it's quite a sad situation. And here, much in the United States, where we are supposed to have our freedoms and be protected. So I take personally also comments about the Las Vegas lounge that was made, um, making it sound like all transgendered people have caused all the problems in our neighborhood. I've heard this several times, and it's made me very upset. I happen to know the management and the bartenders there for many years, and both the previous and new owner before they closed, and they were hard workers, trying to have the best business, trying to do their best. They didn't cause all the problems, and they were not a prostitution ring. Just because their customers were transgendered women and men who obviously wanted to go there to meet them, which happens at every bar, whether it's a gay bar or a straight bar, people go to socialize and to drink. The lounge did not cause the nearby apartments and nearby communities to become low rent and to be not taken care of and attract problems there. Uh, that was in the area, and that was due to poor ownership and management in those complexes and neighborhoods. But rather than being a part of the problem, they were actually, the lounge was part of the solution. And had there been proper security throughout the entire plaza, all of those things and problems we have wouldn't have happened. And so there are other bars in the area as well. And make no mistake about it, this is Las Vegas. There is prostitution everywhere. Sometimes it's more overt, sometimes it's kept quiet, and it's also brought a lot of business to Las Vegas, billions of dollars actually, since Las Vegas began. I don't have an opinion about it, it's not up to me to judge, but I know Las Vegas wouldn't be here without gambling, booze, and women. What a lovely legacy, right? Of course, nowadays there's quite a bit more Las Vegas has to offer in terms of the growing communities and art, and there's a conflict between our past and our present. So I know that the Las Vegas Lounge, a place where I used to drink before I got sober, and also work at as a show director, singing live and having busy and wonderful shows, it was a good place. And I knew the owner who took it over before they closed, and they had a wonderful business. They were very nice people, and they put in a lot of money and had good management and security. But I invite you to step into any nightclub or bar in Las Vegas, and if you look hard enough, there will be a lot going on there. Of course, they may try to do their best, but still, there are people in Las Vegas doing a lot of drugs, and there's a lot of prostitution. So there's a lot of working girls out there everywhere, thousands of them. Of course, Las Vegas really frowns upon that when it's on the street, and they do try to clean it up. But quietly, it happens in Las Vegas hotel rooms every night. So probably the most in the world. And the Las Vegas Lounge didn't create that. I see them as actually being helpful by giving transgendered people proper jobs. They did not serve a lot of the transgendered prostitutes that were on the street because they were so messed up on drugs and alcoholism, and they couldn't have them around. So I took it very personal, and I take it very personal every time I hear someone say that they were the problem. Actually, what's been inferred is that and said that transgender people have caused all the problems in Commercial Center and the neighborhood, which is not true. Actually, what was happening was these are people who were mostly alcoholics and addicts just trying to survive. They're very sick and they need help. It doesn't mean that they're going to get it or they're ready. I've tried to reach out to many of them over the years, but very few of them ended up getting sober, and many die on the street. And a lot of that has contributed to the hatred against us and the systematic abuse and discrimination. Of course, you're welcome to your opinion, and it doesn't make it right or true. At this time, as far as I know, I'm the only transgendered business owner in the entire complex. Once again, I thank you for everything that those of you who are being helpful in the community are doing. And I just really want you to know who I am. I'm just trying to survive like everyone else and also want to be a good neighbor. I truly believe in the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so, as the stage has been set earlier, and talking about some of my transgendered sisters and brothers, we have something special to offer. And I hope you enjoyed my little uh, musical introduction and the story that has unfolded. This, in my opinion, is how community heals. This is about effective and honest and good communication. In good communication, I listen to you, you listen to me, and we hear each other. So I have a few prayers I'm going to share with you that I hope will be helpful. And as some of my girlfriends would say, yes, Queen, yes. we have a language and we are a tribe of people. We are a part of the global community and we bring so much to the table. And we have many things that we have done to help in the arts and entertainment and in society in general. We don't get the recognition for that much of the time, but times are changing, they're getting better, and there are more of us that are visible, showing the world that we have so much to contribute and not discount the great treasure of talent and time, love and compassion that can be given, that only we can give in the way that we can give it. Everyone has their own special gift. So, as we set the stage, for our ending here, I'd like you to take a moment and visualize this with me as we take a little trip. And center stage, we see John Lennon appear. And then he is illuminated by the soft glow of one single candle. And then he sings to us, after all of this, for the healing that we're looking for. Imagine no possession. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of mankind. And that brings us all together. And all that can be seen is a single candle glowing softly. The lights fade on the stage to black. And I leave you with that. And so, as I was writing this morning, I wrote this with tears in my eyes. And those are tears of love and compassion. I pray that God blesses you and your family and your teams with the most extraordinary abundance and prosperity, that you could move forward with your visions and dreams and realize all that you hope to. And I thank God for answering this prayer. Let this be done, or something greater. My other prayer for us today is, dear God, and this is for all of our commercial center, all of our neighborhood, and for anywhere there may be problems. Dear God, please help me to be a good neighbor, to not be overly sensitive and to see the truth, to be helpful. Help me to work through my feelings in this situation and any difficulty in communicating with others and everyone else in the shopping center where there's any tension. Please help us to work together in unison, to see eye to eye. Help us move beyond any personality differences for the good of the whole. Dear God, please help us, make us stronger, and help our shopping center to be safe and secure and to find a common solution that works for everybody. And bless those people who are less fortunate and help them to overcome their addiction and illnesses, that they may come to know you, to have a better life, and one day return to us and give back to this community. I ask God that you open the hearts of all of the business owners, all of the customers, all of the families, so that we may work together in community and truly express unconditional love for one another and treat each other with respect and dignity. Help bring everyone to the table, to the conversation, and truly listen and to be valued and to acknowledge their contributions. Bless us all, dear God, that we make it through this pandemic and come out the other side a success. Thank you for everything you have done for us and for the great blessings you have bestowed upon us. Thank you. Thank you for all the new wonderful businesses that have opened and all that is happening right now. Bless all of our new business owners that have opened during this difficult time, and to those who are struggling to make it through. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we place we place ourselves unreservedly in your care and trust. For you are the answer. You are the source. You are our guide. Amen. So thank you, everyone, for allowing me to share with you, to open up, to tell you more about this community conversation that's happening between myself and the other business and property owners, and that has been going on for some time. I hope that I didn't say anything that will offend anyone and drive you away from me. I have a sincere desire only to be helpful. And please know that looking forward to your thoughts and to an honest conversation to hear your side. So sincerely, Paula, your neighbor. So I just want to let you know, I woke up at 5 a.m. to paint this face, to put on my best face for you. And I had to really think about how I was going to get this message across. I could just have a letter and email it out, but I love this forum, actually. I think there's something going on here. I think this is going to be something helpful to our upcoming documentary. And, there needs to be a place to document not only our famous history, the wonderful businesses that are happening now, all the wonderful, beautiful artwork that has been put in by local artists at in our neighborhood. There's so much art and culture, and there's this wonderful renaissance that's been evolving, it's been happening. There's more to the story. And what's more is the personal relationships and the dynamics, the conversations that are happening behind the scenes. These are important. It's not enough to acknowledge the history And that's wonderful. Of course, why are we doing this? Why are we moving forward? One, it is a way to honor and to acknowledge the past and present of all of our, businesses and the families, and to tell their story. But the bigger part of the picture is part of a community healing, and healing starts here, and it starts with communicating. And sometimes that means also um, airing our dirty laundry. Some of it needs to be aired, to be cleaned, and to be healed. So, we're here putting everything on the table. We want to show you who we are, that we as your business owners are just your neighbors. We're human. We have our faults. We have our challenges. But there is a wonderful group of business and property owners right now at Commercial Center in the neighborhood who are just pouring their hearts out into their businesses. And I thank you, the public, for listening and tuning in, for all of your years of support and your continued support for us during these difficult times. Um, Coming through this pandemic, we're still in the middle of it, and people are really trying to support their families. So, thank you for stopping in at our restaurants and going to your favorite shops, and to all the new services that are becoming available, and entertainment. It's just a wonderful time. So I'm here. I'm your neighbor. If you'd like to speak with me, or you have any comments, please go to commercialcenterusa.com. You can email me from there. You're welcome to stop by my office at Suite E11A, and um, make your comments and just look around. And I invite you to keep an open mind about what we're doing in the neighborhood, that we are working to bring more security, increased cleaning. Already we have wonderful businesses who are doing great, and they're beautiful inside. And I'd like you to step beyond any outer appearances. You can't always judge a book by its cover. And we are very vintage Vegas, 1963, and the buildings are still in their original architecture, and they're all different colors, and they're fun, and it's funky. And you know what? That's okay. A lot of people say, oh, everything looks so different, it's not uniform. Well, who wants to be uniform? Someone in your neighborhood, they may want to have a pink house, they may want to have a blue house, they may want to have a purple house. I mean, look at beautiful places in Victorian homes like in San Francisco and on the East Coast. There's so much variety of style, and that makes it fun and different and unique and interesting. If everybody's place looked the same, how boring that would be. And there are places like that, and they have their place, but certainly not in our place. And we are a space and a community that encourages individualism, individual expression. That's why the each of those buildings at one time, was built by a family who had a vision, and they wanted it to be the way they wanted it to be. And so really to honor that and to respect that is to honor their vision. And some people feel that mid-century modern architecture has a lot to be desired. So I invite you to look beyond that, actually open the book and walk inside and experience what's there. And one of the most popular or most said things is that when clients are walking in and customers are coming into our businesses, they often say stuff like, wow, I didn't know this place was this big. Or they may say like, wow, this is really nice. I didn't expect this from the outside. So, if you haven't been down to Commercial Center or New Orleans Square in a while, I invite you to come down and really check out all of the offerings that are there. It's amazing. We have, I think, nearly 100 open businesses. So if you were to take our shopping center and spread it out over blocks, I think we would take up nearly 12 city blocks. Everything was like on a fronting a street. And that's huge. That is really huge. We have 4 inner blocks, 4 outer blocks, several buildings, and it's just a great place. So thank you to all the Las Vegas locals who are supporting us. Thank you to all of our wonderful tourists. Thank you to the business owners and property owners who took the time to listen and to get through this, because this is part of our conversation. It's part of a conversation that we need to have, that we must have, in order to move forward as a community. So you're probably thinking, wow, this gal can really talk, but that's okay. And I've got that, and I've got a lot more for you. So blessings to you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at Commercial Center. Good morning, neighbors, Commercial Center, all of our employees, business owners, and